You're like, let's ask Yoshi.
Well,
This
you
is,
see.
This is why you should make
Look,
me a permanent member of the podcast, because
Look, we
I
won't make
show
that
up.
mistake again.
Yeah, so sorry everybody watching live. Unfortunately, I woke up like
5 minutes after the time the podcast was supposed to be on.
yeah, okay, that's good. The one that Cross said 5 minutes after the time the podcast was supposed to be on, and I got on my computer and I was like, Cross, look, I'm glad you're actually still online and you didn't go out and get ice cream. So at least you're sad.
That definitely happened once, but
Did you see my tweet today, Cube?
No.
The one about the best part from the Savage Land stream?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Sorry, I was sleeping, so...
It was just the picture from the Buru.
Yeah, that's
Oh
one of
my
the things
God.
I wanted to talk about.
yeah.
But yeah, Yoshi canceled on us due to, I believe his answer was that he's a lame face, and he likes to abandon his friends because he's been abandoned so many times before.
No. It
What was his actual reasoning?
His reason was that he forgot and he's playing with a group right now, so he doesn't want to pull away. I guess.
Right
so.
now, you commit to something. You commit to.
Yeah, I
something.
know. I'm not saying
hate
that's
it.
kind of poopy.
Oh, come on, Yoshi. I hate people who do that.
Yeah, no, I would quit a game of Awesome Knots if I realized I had to be somewhere, and that's huge for me, because there's a guy who, like, a car crashed into his house, and he heard a big bang, and he's like, doesn't sound like anyone's dead, and he kept on playing Awesome Knots, and then proceeded to go downstairs and saw there was a car in his living room. Now, that's dedication. I don't have that much dedication.
Doesn't sound like anyone's dead, so it's fine.
He posted a picture, too, so I think the story's true.
What if fucking... Oh, let me just take a picture. Well, actually, that's fine. That's different than, like,
No,
the
of course.
guys...
Who would not take a picture of a car in their living room?
It's different than the guys who, like, oh, this man's getting stabbed in the chest. I could help, but let me take video footage.
There was no
this
one
will
in
go
the
viral
car.
on
Like,
YouTube.
they like wandered out of the car. It was just a car in his house. Like,
That
he
was
didn't know
pretty
what
legendary.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Look, he was close to winning. You're not just going to abandon your team then.
Oh my
man.
God, Nero, the jokes, the dirty jokes.
Okay, so I have no idea what our topics is because I just got here. I got to open up the waiting queue. I'm playing.
Well, apparently our first topic is number one.
That's meant to be a placeholder, but Dagless got in here too fast, so...
See, I'm reliable. I don't know why. Like, I mean, I know I joke about it, but you guys, like, and I hate to say it, but you guys should totally just make me a member of podcast.
Well, you know, we could.
It's true.
But it's nice to check in with the other guys. I mean,
That's
you could replace
true.
me sometimes, so then Companion gets sad.
Yeah. Me and Dagless were thinking about maybe inviting some guy named Pinch to the stream sometime, see if we can get him on for an hour.
Yeah,
Although I think he
would do
works.
it. He's a real pal.
Yeah, I think the only problem is that he has like a job or something.
I have a job.
He works as like an IT guy or I don't know, but
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, how have you been, Dagless? How have you been?
Oh
since...
man, I've been so good. Like, I am so happy after that stream. Like, just finding the fan art just makes me really happy.
Right, every time I started feeling down, I'm just like, man, you know.
I
life
couldn't stop.
is a
Like,
cat.
I just kept smiling like all
Yeah.
day. I could not stop smiling.
When was your birthday, Douglas?
My birthday is December 7th.
Okay, so that wasn't super duper long ago. I thought.
No,
someone
and I
might
think
have
it
made that
it
before.
was like made like a few days after. Like, it wasn't made the day we saw it, you know?
Well, we could probably talk about the fan art page since we're
Yeah.
talking about it so much already. Anyway, do you want to talk about it, Douglas?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess. Okay, so we have a fan art page for our... I made a fan art page for DriveNotFound a while ago because I was like, oh, you know, if we ever get fan art... And, you know, we don't. You know, like, I'm not big enough, really, to get fan art. You know, we just didn't, and it was fine. The only people who did fan art were those Nerd United guys who were basically just doing fan art to advertise their own channels like a doob. And yeah, so we have a fan art thing, and someone posted fan art from our streams there, and it's pretty good. It's funny. It's full of jokes. You know, all that good stuff.
Yeah, they have a very specific one about a My Little Pony stream that I did with Butt Kiss.
Oh, that's well, other than the Savage Lands one, that's the best one.
And then they have one which is a Brokeback Mountain parody of Savage Lands with me and Dagless. It's pretty great. And then they have a quote from Cross from podcast number 51 of all things. So
yeah, but it's a out of quote context, like thing that makes me
it's
really
totally
seem like
in
But that's
context.
what makes it good.
no, because it makes me seem like a terrible psychopath.
Yeah, but that's what everything makes you seem like.
No, in context, I just seem like kind of an ass, which is not as bad as being a complete psychopath.
I don't believe you.
Also, they found a picture that I drew a very long time ago, and that creeps me out a little bit.
But I mean, it's not like you hide that picture. It's been in a few places.
Not
it's
the
on,
full one.
It's on all of your. Oh, maybe it's not Grosby then.
Yeah, it's not the full picture though, Dagless. That means he found it in the only place on the internet is posted, which I haven't talked about.
Well, you see, the thing about this is that all of these pictures are uploaded by Anonymous, except for the last one there, the one about Attack on Kitten, which is amazing.
Which was done by our
third British
pretty
boss.
much the person who watches pretty much all of our streams, who is named British Boss.
Yeah, but yeah, all the other ones are uploaded by Anonymous, so we don't know who did it. So if that person's watching,
Please come
amazing.
forward and receive your beating. I don't know why we're beating you for it. It's pretty good, but
Gonna
you
break
know.
your hands. Make sure you can't ever.
Yeah, you
do
can't draw
anything
for
again.
anyone else.
Is this pony stream thing saved?
No,
No.
it's gone
Oh.
with the ages. Thank God. That was the worst point in my
I
career.
don't know. It kind of looks like it was amazing.
It's
I
a
said
career
multiple
now?
times in the stream, multiple times. This will be deleted as soon as it is done with.
Why? Well, apparently it's been immortalized for all time. This looks like it was amazing, except that it melted that poor man's face off.
Well, that's the guy from
Holy Grail.
Indiana Jones, yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe you should have drank from the right grill and not
Yeah.
watched Companion
No,
play
that's
pony
that's
game.
not the guy who chose poorly. That's the guy who looks into the Ark of the Covenant.
Oh.
And his face explodes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way because I assume
Yeah.
Dagless is going to be mentioning it
Oops.
sometimes.
Yeah, and if you guys, weirdos here. Yeah, if you guys ever want to like have any art or anything like that you want to show us, you can upload it to our Buru,
Yep.
and we will as long as you try, we'll enjoy it.
And if you don't try, we might at least ridicule you.
Yeah, we might at least ridicule you
But we'll at least know now.
publicly
Whereas
and with our
before,
hearts
that was
a pitter pat.
By the way, the Savage Land one, I just looked at it like that's like the freaking chicken and that's really well done.
Yeah, I know.
Whoever knows how to do that knows how to do Photoshop really
And
good.
there's a companion cube in the background of the hat too. I didn't even see that.
I really like the birthday one is my background now. Like that's so good. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a video of Dagless discovering this thing for the first time. You've got some seriously legendary reactions.
Oh god, I laughed so hard.
Meanwhile, there's a tick man in the background on Dwarf Fortress, so I don't know what the hell is going on there.
I'm really
Yeah,
sad
there's
that
a
pony
tick
stream
man.
was deleted.
I bit someone in the neck and sucked out their elf blood.
Yeah, that's about the time that I signed off. It was like, wow, this Tickman thing wasn't stupid at all. It ended up being amazing.
Yeah, Cross, no, I'm really glad it's gone forever. It was horrible, and I'm glad it's no longer able to be viewed.
Based on that picture, might have been the most amazing thing ever.
No.
Though I'm assuming it was just, like 5 minutes of gold and 2 minutes of pain, or 2 hours of pain.
The funny thing about it was...
I would have. You know what the worst part is? I would have been there too if you had invited me.
That's true, that is true. I don't think it would have been as amazing, though, because it was like 2 hours of me playing on there waiting for Buckus to connect.
Buckus couldn't connect.
And Buckus
as
just
is
couldn't
Buckus.
connect.
Wait, so it was just Companion playing the pony game?
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
great.
much.
But there's no proof of that, so...
Well, apparently there is, 'cause
What?
pictures.
No. Well, how have you been, Cross?
I'm good. I was up all last night though, and I'm pretty like I woke up a little bit before you did. So yeah, I'm having a very hard time recording. Like I just don't want to.
Don't feel like it.
Yeah, which isn't the best sign. I'm probably gonna take January off.
And just
like
not do videos.
Yeah, I might because I'll try to record, but I'm not gonna post, so then I can maybe do a backlog. But I just I don't know. I haven't been able to do it, and there's games I want to record, but I just don't feel like recording them.
Like which games, Cross? Wait.
Transistor. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Last Federation. Oh, I've been. I want to talk about that later, but I've been obsessively playing it. And it's another one where I'm just like, I don't know if anyone's gonna like it, but that means people are probably gonna love it.
I think I've heard of that game.
Oh god, I love it. It was sent to me by the developers because they just released DLC, and I've been that's why I'm tired. I was playing it all last night.
Oh,
So you're just
really
super
digging
into
it.
it.
Huh?
Yeah. It's just well, all right. I might as well talk about it now then.
Yeah, why not? We don't have any topips, obviously, because
Well,
this podcast is a
finished-
sham.
I'm assuming we finished number 1, so that was good. Sniffs.
Thank you, thank you.
Someone, because I forgot to cut out one of my sniffs from one of my bullies video, and some guy flipped out on me and he was like, "What the hell is this? This is worse than sex or violence. You need to kill yourself. Seriously, why are people watching this? Seriously, kill yourself."
Are you
and I
sure
was
he
like-
wasn't trolling?
Well, he's clearly trolling. I think he
okay.
was seriously disturbed by it for some reason, because I'm assuming he's...
Well, if he was seriously disturbed, he's not trolling.
No, then you're just a horrible person.
Yeah.
'Cause you- But I was basically just like, thank you for telling me. I can cut it out post. But of course I'm muting you. So it's not like he said anything. But, Transistor is a game that was made by the people who made Bastion.
Yeah,
But
it's
completely different world.
It's if you liked Bastion, you'll probably like
Well,
Transistor.
It's like as far as the feel of it, it's completely different. Like the gameplay's different, the world is different, the tone's pretty different. The guy who voices the narrator's the same though, but he uses his real voice instead of his gruff old man voice.
Oh.
Also, the guy who does the old man in that and the voice is like a young black guy, which is amazing because he does a really good old white man. But
He does like that was my favorite voice acting in a game.
Yeah.
That's probably still my favorite voice acting in a game.
what's crazy is he's not even a voice actor. That was like he was just some guy that.
No,
like,
he's a
developer.
voice actor. He's been paid for voice work. He's a voice actor.
Well, I mean, like that was his first gig.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Yeah.
Man,
He
that
was
gives
just
me
someone
some
that
hope for my voice acting career.
Yeah,
Maybe one day I can do something other than Christopher Walken.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Christopher Walken Dagless.
There's a chicken in Shovel Knight. Oh, Shovel Knight. There's another game I want to let's play. But there's a chicken. I was like, oh, I wonder if I can get Dagless to voice this.
Wow.
It
Have
was
you
just
played the
one
Plague Knight DLC yet, or have you even played Shovel Knight? Because Shovel Knight is
know that
fucking
they're-
awesome.
I didn't even. Yeah, no, it's so good. It's
Yeah,
so like I
it's
can't believe like it
so
took me a long time to
fun.
play because it was expensive, but someone bought it for me because they're awesome.
It's really hard. It took me forever to get past like this. Like I beat the first like 2 levels, and then I got stuck, and I just wouldn't play it for a while, and then I finally got past that little bit and beat the game, and I was like, this game was just fucking great. And they released the free DLC Plague of Shadows, where you can play as Plague Knight through the entire game. It's
That's
completely
awesome.
different. It's entirely free, and it's just amazing.
I
It's
didn't.
like
I'll have to
Advanced
check it out.
Edition.
But
Yeah.
you know, I'm pretty far into the game. Who did I beat? Was it Treasure Knight or something? I don't know. I'm getting the impression there's
King
not a lot of knights.
King Knight?
I beat King Knight. That was a while ago.
They're releasing free DLC for every character, so you're gonna be able to play every boss as a character.
That's cool. Wait, what about the big one? The there's some miner.
I think there's Polar Knight is pretty big, and then there's the Engineer Knight.
Oh, yeah, the Engineer Knight was great because I beat him really easily. Then he, obviously that wasn't the end.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say anything. Oh god, that would be amazing to play him if you could have like different mechs and stuff. Okay, but no, that game does a better job at making it seem like it's an old school game than any other game I played. And, like a large part of it's because of the music is like the 8-bit.
Oh,
like,
the music is wonderful.
Yep, it's a solid goddamn game. It's really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a chicken for one part.
Oh, I think people are having issues buffering. I think before we continue on, I kind of want to shut the podcast down for like 10 seconds real quick, and I'm going to turn the... Okay, there we go. So after killing off the steam of the podcast, we're back.
Yay, Shovel Knight. It's good.
Shovel Knight is good.
Yeah, no, I've seen a whole shit ton of people doing Let's Plays and stuff and praising it for being like an old 8-bit style game done in literally every good way possible.
Yeah, because there's so many games now that try to do that, and none of them got it as good. Like, and it feels better than most of the games that are actually from that era. So, like,
yeah, that's the thing. If you do retro games right, they're better. Like, it's because we have like the problem with a lot of retro games is they were made like with the arcade, like, oh, we got to make these games last as long as we can, or make as much money off of it, rather than this needs to be a good game, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, obviously there's some like parallels to the original Mega Man. Like, they even call him like the Blue Burrower, I think, as opposed to the Blue Bomber. But it's not nearly as punishing as the original Mega Man. Like, it's hard, but it's not just like, because some of those original Mega Man games made me want to cry. Like,
yeah, I could not play the Mega Man games.
But so yeah, Shovel Knight. I don't remember how we got on that. But
good.
Transistor.
You can get it on Nintendo DS, or you can get it on PC. I personally like it on the DS, but I'm sure that some people might like it on the PC a bit better.
Yeah, I've only played the PC version, of course, but I'd suggest getting a controller, obviously. Yeah, Transistor though it's kind of like this cyberpunk type world. And the main character is unable to talk. She's a singer, and something happens to her voice, which they don't really do a good job of explaining, but whatever. And she has this talking sword, and the talking sword is the guy that's narrated by the guy from Bastion. And it's just, I don't know, there's like this interesting relationship between the sword and the main character, and he narrates everything, and they go through this world that's completely being destroyed by these entities known as the Process. The only thing, the story's very like obtuse and hard to understand.
Oh,
like,
so it's like Reboot. They're in a computer. Stop all the downloading.
I'm not sure that they are, though. That's the thing.
Okay, they're in a radio. Look, transistor radio, the Process.
Well, no, there's a reason that it's called the Transistor, but I don't want to get into that.
Have you beaten
that's
the game?
entire thing. Like, without...
Have you beaten the game? Because I never managed to beat it, so I don't know how it ends.
The entire game I was struggling with whether it was happening or whether it was in a computer. But they really don't say. There's evidence to both. So like I don't want to say too much though, but like I was confused even after beating it. So
it is made by the same people who made Bastion, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
okay, I think you mentioned that already.
The woman who played Zia, I think her name was, does like all the because the main character can't talk, but one of the coolest thing is that there's a hum button. So if you hold it, the main character hums to all the music. Oh. And you can do it at any time, and she'll start humming.
Well, it's sort of turn-based, right? Like during combat.
That's the weird thing. It's either turn-based or like live action, depending on what you want it to be. You can use two different modes, which is the weirdest part. So you can play... I don't know if you could play the entire game without going turn-based. You'd probably get destroyed, but you might be able to. That's probably a challenge some people have done.
See, the only like I didn't really like Transistor, but it's mostly because of the combat. Like I liked Bastion's combat.
How far did you get into it?
I didn't get very far.
Okay. Eventually you get enough abilities that there's a lot of variety in gameplay. And it's weird because it's complicated. It's too complicated for me to explain. But it gets complex and very customizable later on, but it takes a little bit. But yeah, I'll be playing that. If I can figure out how to delete my save, it's one of those things where there's only one save and it won't let me delete it. I might have to actually go into the files and start poking around.
You said you were going to take a break though, right?
Yeah, and I also got a new computer, so it's also just kind of daunting to record more raw footage and then have to transfer that to the new computer.
Man, it's really cool actually having stuff to talk about, you know, by doing this whole podcast thing every 2 weeks instead of week.
Yeah, because we had so much to talk about. We had such a large topic list.
Yeah.
Well,
that's all the topics.
I did manage to play a lot of games, though. Like, when we were doing it every week, like, nothing happened.
Yeah, especially on periods that are going to be coming up in January when nothing's happening game-wise and everybody's
for
blowing
me,
their load. And
I'm always so behind that the Christmas release schedule doesn't affect me because I'm not playing games from then. I'm playing it from, like, 2 years ago.
that's true.
Like, I just played Shovel Knight, for God's sake. And Transistor. Both of those came out over a year ago.
Oh, sweet. Looks like I fixed the buffering issues. Amazing. What about me? I've been doing swandy-dandy okay. I've been streaming a whole shit ton with Dagless on DriveNotFound, and I've streamed Underhell. I finished at Nightmare House 2 on my channel, or that will be releasing today, hopefully. And man, that's a great Half-Life 2 mod. I can definitely see where the developers of Underhell got a bunch of their technical skills from. But yeah, me and Dagless have been streaming a whole hell of a lot to DriveNotFound, like I said before, and we've done like 5-hour streams. I think there was a period when we went like
streams.
over half a day, right, Dagless?
Well, usually just me alone I do half a day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was you and Cross streamed FTL, and then I streamed Blood Bowl for 11 hours.
Yep. Yeah.
So there's a much higher chance that if you go to DriveNotFound, someone will actually be on there.
Yeah. It's mostly at, the afternoon hours,
At
as
night.
most streams are.
Yeah, I'm usually like when I was streaming, it was always in the daytime, but I've only streamed 3 times, so like by myself.
Yeah.
But and the best time would be to stream. Like I was streaming basically when 203 was in college, but it's final week for her now, so that's not going to be for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, that was the whole point of the channel, right? Is to have streams pretty much constantly or something.
Yeah, that's why that's why we decided to do it as a group rather than by ourselves.
I mean, I looked into that team thing that I was talking about before, Cross. Me and Daggles were looking at it, and I don't know if that thing is really suitable or well made for what we were trying to do with DriveNotFound.
Yeah, also like I've seen people like 3 of them were streaming in the same window at once, and I don't know how people set that up. It's definitely not through Skype.
It's like a multi-Twitch thing.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I think, isn't it just called multitwitch.com? And then you put in their names and stuff?
I don't know.
I don't know.
For all I know, there is a different system that they're using though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, how does Total Biscuit set up the? No, that's through Skype, of course.
I have a few people that I could ask. We could probably ask Peach. There's a few guys that stream with Peach that have been talking to me. We could ask them too.
To what?
Like how to do that.
Oh. I think he uses OBS just like us.
No,
But
it's
yeah.
Terror. I haven't seen him deny on to 10 years.
Yeah, hey, Terry.
Must
Good
be
night,
20
weirdo.
26 years old now.
There's DriveNotFound talking in the chat. Look at that. I didn't even know it was moderated.
Look at that. I didn't even know that DriveNotFound. Oh, what are you doing here, Drive?
Is it?
So,
That does.
yeah, we actually have one of the topics that me and Cross and me and Buckus did. FTL Faster and Light Split Screen on DriveNotFound.
It was pretty good. Cross got his ass handed to him by Cube.
Wow, you clearly didn't see the second match.
I didn't see the second match. I saw the
Well,
first one.
then stay your words because Companion didn't get to Sector 2.
Alright, well, you don't need to watch the video anymore, everybody. Thanks, it's all good.
By
I know,
the
but
way,
shenanigans
if
happen.
anyone wants to see the fan art, here you go.
Oh, I linked it when we were talking about it, but
Oh, okay. Oops.
if I remember, I'll also link it in the
Ass handed
VOD.
to him. How dare you?
Cross, stop being so salty that you
I
lost at
destroyed you
everything.
the second time.
Cross,
Destroyed!
I've only beaten the game once in my 70 hours. You should be lucky that I didn't just, like, flub and die on the first enemy ship.
That still surprises me.
I know, it's depressing. It's genuinely depressing.
I've beaten it at least like 10 to 20 times.
Yeah, snoot, snoot, snoot. You know what the sad thing is that when I had the game, FTL around the time when it first came out. I dumped like 50 hours into it, and I hadn't beaten it yet. And I told my friend about FTL, and I was like, dude, you need to check this game out. And he's like, okay. And then he bought it. And then an hour or two later, he beat it. And he's like, oh, I beat the game. It wasn't really that hard. And I'm like, no, table flip.
I wish FTL was less of a go from one part of the galaxy to the other and like roguelike. I wish it was more like just explore the galaxy, like make it a bit more complex. That's what I sort of hoped was going to come out with the Advanced Edition, just like go around and have space adventures. There's not a lot of games where you just you have cool space adventures.
Yeah.
But I did like FTL. I put a lot of hours into it when it first came out. Not so much when Advanced Edition came out, though. I was sort of done.
How long did it take you to beat
Advanced Edition added so many cool things. Especially the races the new race is kind of really abusable.
What's the new race?
It's this like metal race that eats material, and not only does it not need to breathe, but its presence in oxygen burns up oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're really good as like they're really good as like boarding parties.
Yes, and they can also board robot ships and basically destroy them for free.
Right.
And you can also like vent your entire ship as long as you don't have any other humans in there. And the hacking thing that they added, so you can hack into rooms, which does two things. One, it completely reverses the system to your benefit, or it drains it. And two, it locks the doors to that room. So you can send two of them in, then guys send in people to destroy your boarding party. Then you lock the room, all the oxygen falls out of the room on their own ship, and they die because of asphyxiation while you're beating them to death. It's very effective.
Couldn't you do that with the boss ship? Like you could kill all of the crew.
The boss ship?
Yeah, but then they would turn into an automated ship and start
that was dumb.
systems.
I felt like if you killed all the crew, it should have given you like an ending, like you take over the super ship. And
if you kill all the crew gets replaced by an AI that automatically heals all systems, which is really bad because then it'll keep on healing like the missile pod.
Yeah, there's certain weapon systems. Then you have to keep teleporting
you just
back to them.
You just want to kill
everyone but one guy is what you want to kill.
I think it's stupid that that should be a way to win. If you kill all the crew, you should win.
No, it's AI. I think it'd be way too easy.
No, because you have to have a certain specific loadout. But it's sort of like
you just need a boarding crew.
If you're running a ship that like a slug ship where you put a lot of fire and get rid of oxygen and whatnot, you're good. Like they're pretty powerful for taking out normal ships. You get to the boss and then you're sort of screwed.
God, the fucking crystal ship though, that thing takes some serious amount of luck,
I don't know. I feel like there should be multiple ways to beat the final boss rather than just blowing it up.
Why?
Because then it adds complexity to the game and, different play styles.
I think that game is complex enough. I actually need to beat it a second time. That's my next goal in life. Right behind killing the final boss or a Scrake with a scalpel and killing floor 2.
We tried that, didn't we?
Yeah.
You almost killed the final boss, but
very
then
close.
You got wrecked.
Yeah.
I love how everyone went with me. Like, yeah, let's all stand in front of the trader so no one can leave the trader room. And then
that's because you were God Emperor Dagless.
That's true. I was.
And then we went on that shitty forest map with no floor.
Yeah. Well, no, it was a chest floor.
What a horrible, horrible Strim.
But yeah, the pretty much the way I kill the final boss in FDL is just I leave the laser guy alive and I kill everybody else.
Yeah, because then they can't do anything.
Yeah, because if you leave someone else alive, they're gonna die when the part of the ship blows up. But the first time I played it, I had the most powerful ship ever, but I didn't know what this final boss, like, it had tricks. And then I got destroyed by when it summons, like, 1 million robot
drones
droids after you.
Yeah.
It's got too many tricks. It's too unfair compared to the rest of the game.
You said you wanted to be versatile and have
I want it
things.
to be versatile, as in have different ways to defeat it. I want it to be smart, not just like our boss has to be all out, therefore give him like all these crazy things. You're also in the middle of a war. Why is it only attacking you? Why are there not other ships helping you out?
Because the other ships are like holding off the rest of the Federation's attacking at the same time. It's part of the storyline. Like you go around and it's basically like, yeah, so the Federation's
Yeah,
dying
I know.
all
I
around
know
you.
that there's like war and stuff, but you think like I don't know.
Like,
Like
the
if you
plot
get
is-
caught by the Federation now, they shoot like their anti-ship cannons at you. There should be anti-ship cannons on your side if it's in like one of your zones, you know?
The plot is that basically you have information about a ridiculously massive attack that the Federation had no idea about. Like the rebels are using this one final attack to destroy everything. They're putting everything they have in it. And you never get to tell them until like slightly before the attack happens. So the Federation's there, it's just they're fighting literally the army, and your job is to destroy the capital ship.
Your job, man.
They've probably got better ships than the one you're using.
Yeah,
to
they
destroy the
send some
capital ship.
shitty stealth ship with no shields to kill the big flagship boss. I think they deserve to fucking lose this war.
I hate that stealth ship, by the way. We should never have a competition with that stealth ship again. That
We
was
should
terrible.
totally play it again.
FTL is basically Firefly, like story-wise. It's like Firefly before Firefly.
Yeah, kind of.
Firefly predates Firefly.
Just
No,
in the,
I mean
the
like
way of...
in the story, because like in Firefly,
Oh, I
the
see.
Federation's already lost.
Yeah, but there's like two factions, right? And
Yeah,
who knows
that's
if the
true,
Federation
but-
is lost?
I would say the Federation seems pretty benevolent in this world, whereas
Yeah, in Firefly, the Federation was benevolent too. The rebels
it
took over.
wasn't. It
No,
completely screwed over poor planets and took their resources and made them go under the rule, but didn't help them. And then the Federation planets were completely outfitted with all the resources.
Is the Federation the one who was in control during the show?
Yeah, because they won.
No, yeah, they were the rebels though at first. That's what I'm talking about. In FTL,
No,
yeah, they were the rebels.
The good guy, like the Captain Mal, were the rebels.
No, the Federation now
No.
that was the rebels. There was another Federation.
No, I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure.
There's a giant federation or a giant government body out in space, and the Browncoats, who Mal and Zoe were part of, were the ones that were fighting against the Federation, and they lost. Like, the Federation were not good guys in the show. In FTL, I'm pretty sure they're the good guys, and the rebels are bad.
Okay, no, they're called the Alliance though.
Yes, they weren't called the Federation, because that would be way too Star Trek-y. But
I haven't seen Star Trek.
any of it.
No? I should probably watch it. I need to watch the X-Men, too.
It's
should watch
slow.
Red
If you're
first.
going to watch Star Trek, I suggest starting with The Next Generation.
Yeah, and,
Wait,
and
unless
any
you're talking about the movie, in which case...
any episode that stars Wesley, you start it, you say, "Shut up, Wesley." You skip to the next episode.
But it's Will Wheaton. I gotta watch Will Wheaton.
No, you don't need to watch Will Wheaton. He always
He's-
solves every problem.
No, only in the first season. In the first season, he literally saves the ship every episode, and it was... There's one part
Wow.
when he's like, I don't really know anything about neurology, but I was looking at this chart for 5 seconds, and I have this information. I just started yelling at the screen. But they tone him down in the second season, where he's not just God.
Okay, according to Drunk Archangel, there was a war years before the show. The Rebels won and became the Alliance.
Yeah, that's what
What?
that's what I'm saying. The FTL is that war. Cuz you're telling the current like guys about the rebels.
Well, except
then
in
who-
Firefly.
Then who's Captain Mal, and who was he fighting for?
The Browncoats, but the Browncoats were in charge.
The other rebels?
No, they weren't rebels. They were an independent faction. They weren't rebels. They were like they led the Outer Worlds.
Okay, hold on. If FTL is Firefly, what happened to all the slugs and the mantises and the
No, I'm
fucking...
just saying
Ethnic
it's-
cleansing.
Yeah,
ethnic cleansing.
that's fucked up.
Humans. Well, yeah, the rebels don't like the human or like anti. The rebels don't like non-human races.
Yeah, the rebels were all humans in FTL.
Yeah, and they specifically like say that like the NGs are like, all the other races are like, yeah, we'll help you because fuck those guys.
I'm trying to keep this whole now discussing thing updated so people can actually see what we're talking about, but I don't know if... I don't even know if I should have it. I don't update it ever.
Well, I apparently need to research the backstory of Firefly because
I've only ever seen a few episodes of Firefly, and I knew that.
Really?
Mostly because Billy told me everything about
Yeah, so
Photoshop.
stop. I knew that it said it in the app. It doesn't even say that.
Billy told me, so don't worry about it.
I don't see it. This is weird.
Well, do you guys have any other topics that you wanted to talk about? I think you had a couple, right, Cross?
It's a failed attempt to resist the Alliance's assertion of control. Oh, I'm confused.
Well, I could talk a bit more about Killing Floor 2's microtransactions.
Yeah, do that while I read about Firefly.
Yeah.
Sure. Dagless
so
can pitch in on this too, actually.
they suck and they're fucking dumb.
Yeah, as you can see, Dagless isn't too happy about it.
I think you can actually find the keys, which is a step in the right direction.
Can
Dogs.
They aren't too loud, though. So at least there's that. Yeah, no, but you can find stuff on Killing Floor, like they have drops just like Payday 2 does, except you can find actual items in this whole drop system. It seems to be capped to 1 item a week, which is strange. Do you know if that's confirmed, Dagless?
It's not confirmed, but it seems to be so.
Yeah.
The thing is, all the stuff was made by the community, quote unquote. First of all, I doubt that. Second of all, if the community did make that, they are lacking in creativity, and they're like they've got like their frontal lobe missing. Oh yes, this is a good item, a piece of cloth that is colored, multiple pieces of cloth that are colored. Here's a reskin of a gun that is a single color. Ooh, that took so much work to make.
I think my biggest issue is that there isn't a whole lot of variety in the workshop items that are out there. I mean, there's literally 0 skins for any of the medic stuff at all. You think the community could make 1 item, right?
I don't think they should be selling anything until they tell us how the drop system is going to work, until they make sure the drop system works, because now if you get a duplicate of an item, you just don't get it.
Yeah.
So they should not be selling anything. They don't have the right to be selling anything. It shouldn't be in early access. I paid $30 for the game. I would be alright. I would be significantly more alright with it if it was like, okay, we're out of early access. Here's like microtransactions. I'd be like, okay, you know, they had skins in Killing Floor 1. But the problem is it's early access. It's not working, and they've still got the nerve to sell stuff.
Yeah, I think there's a very legitimate concern about them taking away dev time for a system like this.
Yeah, and they said that it was a different team that worked on it, but I don't think that's true. They said that they were doing it so that they could get more free updates out later, but they said from the get-go they never even needed early access to make Killing Floor 2, so what the fuck are they talking about? You know, why do early access? Why not just make the game, then sell it, and then use that money for free? Or, I guess I understand why that wouldn't work, because, you know, they'd be using profit from their game to put free update into something, but...
I'm really hoping that maybe this microtransaction system will make it so that they don't release fucking gun packs, and they release all those things for free.
Yeah.
Because in the first Killing Floor, around the end of its life cycle, they started going apeshit with all the different weapon packs.
Yeah, and it was, like, at first it was just skins, and then it was like, no, here's just straight upgrades.
You see, they said that their cosmetic system in Killing Floor 1 didn't sell too well. Like, just skins, but they only had, like, 1 good skin pack, which was the neon pack. The other ones were some shitty camos.
Yeah, all the good skins came with, like, the free skins, like the chicken skin.
No, I'm talking about the weapon skins. That's what I'm talking about.
Weapon skins. Yeah, there was only really... Yeah, the neon skins were the only good ones.
Yeah, I can't... Who would want to buy some terrible camouflage that you aren't going to see half the time?
Yeah. Well, like, half of the skins in Killing Floor 2 are woodland camo. It's like, come on, I don't want to... I'm not playing Counter-Strike. I don't want, like, you know... woodland camo gun. I don't care about that.
But
like, it's already messed up. There's people already selling like golden katanas for £300.
Really?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Is the golden katana actually a thing right now?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Huh. And you know that was in the gold pack actually, so I guess we aren't going to get a gold pack DLC.
Another thing that I just thought about, what does this mean for workshop mods? No
What do
one's
you
gonna
mean?
make workshop mods. They're gonna make skins that they can like be like, hey Tripwire, here is a skin. Now you give me some of the money based off the sales of it.
Yeah, I guess the workshop is now dedicated to skins and skins galore.
It's probably going to be Yeah, there'll probably be less people making maps, more people making skins, and all the maps in Killing Floor 2 are pretty bad, except for like Evacuation Point and Burning Paris.
Okay, now the important thing is that I've done research on Firefly, and I see nothing corroborating what you guys are saying that they were an alliance, that they were rebels, like the Alliance for Rebels. So if someone wants to find me some type of written thing saying that, I'm going to go on believing what I believed previously. Is
You
that there
can
are
believe whatever
conglomerations
you
of
want to
powerful
believe.
governments that
You
are
might
trying to
be
unify all
right.
the planets.
Billy
'Cause that's
could be
even more than
wrong.
that.
Billy tells me wrong things all the time.
Yeah, there's nothing. I found nothing corroborating that. They were basically a group of gigantic evil governments, and they're like, we're going to put every single planet under our control. The browncoats who were malware were like, we don't want to be under your control, and they lost. Which means that like they were like the underhanded rebels that were trying to fight against the bigger force. Like there was no war before the Unification War. That was the only war that's mentioned in the history.
Well, the thing about the Rebels and the Federation from FTL, which one is bigger?
The rebels are.
At this point, I would think that the Federation was.
Yeah.
No, the rebels were pushed back way far. Like, that's why you have to go so far away to get to them.
Well, some of the rebels were in the Federation, because like you fight some guys and they're just like, look, I don't have anything against you as part of the Federation, but I got my orders, I'm taking you down. Like some of the guys are actually apologetic.
Some of them will
for
let
it.
you go too.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I like about FTL is it's not that you are the rebels. They just sort of flip the script a tiny bit, and they're like, "No, you are the Federation, and then here's the rebels, and they're attacking the Federation. Protect it." You know what I mean?
But the Federation
that's
are
what I just read, what was just
definitely
posted in
the good
chat.
guys in FTL.
The Federation, I would say, are the good guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but in Firefly, they were not the good guys.
In what way, Drunk Archangel? Welcome to the Firefly podcast,
Firefly.
which I'm sure exists.
Look, we weren't talking about it nearly as long as the Killing Floor stuff.
Yeah.
Really? Are you sure? It seems
Yes.
about the same time.
It's about the same time.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Okay,
we're wrapping up the microtransaction.
Okay, well, one thing I want to ask you guys, and I'm sure you guys have seen this. You see how many people are like, why do people not like microtransactions, or like bitch at people who complain about microtransactions? What is up with that? Like, you guys agree with me? Microtransactions are pretty anti-consumer, right?
They can be, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's a terrible concept in and of itself, but then again, DLC wasn't either, and you have huge companies exploiting the fuck out of
But
consumers.
people are like, how will these companies make money without microtransactions? They have for years. That's why they can make these games now.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Again-
how do companies make money without early access? They take bank loans like a business, rather than screwing us over.
Or publishers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it's different with free-to-play. The thing, like, the whole free-to-play model, like, ooh, it can work, but a lot of times it just makes worse games.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just kills a community outright.
Mm.
If you're not if you're not a free to play, like there are some PC multiplayer games on Steam that just launch and they're dead on day one because nobody wants to
Yeah.
buy into them.
Yeah.
I still think TF2 is probably the best version of, well, at least when it first became free to play, it was probably the best version of free to play out there.
Mm.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not so sure about now.
And then they went all the crate system, but I know what you're talking about, Dagless. I think going back to the whole like how do companies make money, I think the developers behind Payday 2 could easily kept making money if they actually put more effort into their DLC packs.
Well, I mean, it's not surprising that as soon as they're owned by Starbreeze, they start all this DLC and, like microtransactions. Like,
Yeah.
Starbreeze is known for that, and then I feel like Almir is just saying whatever he's being told to say. You know, like I don't think he has. I think he's just doing his job. I don't think he's being malicious. He's just doing his job. You know,
trying to keep the stockholders happy.
Yeah. It sucks, but he's like, I don't have any ill will towards him.
I was hoping the microtransactions would help keep new heists free, but no, they released a new heist that cost money. Yeah. It's
how have they changed the microtransactions at all?
Other than adding the card drop, where there's like a 0.000000001% chance of you actually getting a key to open up a crate.
Are you exaggerating, or is that actual?
I don't know. It fucking feels like that. I don't think they changed it at all yet, though. So it's kind of sad. Well,
how do you feel about microtransactions, Cross?
It depends. Like, there's a certain type of microtransaction where it's kind of like, well, free to play. I'm usually okay with it in free to play, even though it often makes the game crappier. But so like, it's basically you can kind of like preview a game and then like pay for certain content to unlock the full game. So it's almost like playing an extended demo. Like, I'm okay with that sometimes. But there's so many bad examples of like wrong microtransactions in, like, especially in mobile gaming, which is really where a lot of this is coming from. And the problem is that regular gaming is emulating mobile gaming now. But like, let's take Plants vs. Zombies for example. In that case, there's no reason to really ever buy the things, because if you buy anything in Plants vs. Zombies 2, you're going to make the game way too easy.
So they,
and
like,
then
even
if you
messed
don't
that
buy them,
up
some
a bit.
people, it's way too hard. So basically, whereas Plants vs. Zombie 1 was this perfectly, wonderfully balanced game, the second one is one of two extremes. It's either way too hard or way too easy for most people. Like, that's terrible. They completely screwed up the entire, like, a great franchise just to make it free-to-play, where they could have just released it for $10, and I would have been amazingly happy. They wouldn't need to update it forever. I would have played it for, like, a little bit and been fine, and I would have given them my $10. This is more than they've gotten out of me now, which is $0.
But they made a fuck ton of money off of some whales, Cross.
But did they make more money than the first game? Like, I'm not. If they did, though, then that just makes me sad. But it's possible.
Well, there's a reason they do microtransactions. They probably do make a lot of money. Like, it's not you get a whole bunch of money from a whole bunch of people. It's you get a whole bunch of money from a very few amount of people.
Or you just get
Like,
a
say-
tiny
say
bit
a-
of
say
money
100
from a crap ton of people, which is really the biggest thing.
Say 100 people play like Plants vs Zombies 2, and only 10 of them buy like microtransaction stuff. Those
Which
10
is
people probably pay more than $10 each for microtransactions.
Yeah.
Like, people who buy microtransactions, they go all out on that crap. You have like one pack that's like, oh, $100 for, you know, whatever. That one person is worth those 10 people all of a sudden, you know?
It's true, but I think it's also, if they can get like 1 out of 100 people just to buy one thing, that can make them a bunch of money if like 1 million people play.
Yeah.
Which
I don't
would
know.
it be more than if all of those 1 million people paid $10? Like,
I don't know. We don't have. I'm not a statistician. I'm not
Yeah.
an economist. You know, I assume the reason they're doing it is it makes more money. But I think the problem is people are going to catch on. They're going to get upset. They're going to stop wanting to buy it. They're going to realize they're being screwed. Like, we're not idiots. Not completely, anyways.
the thing is, we live in a little bit of a bubble, unfortunately. Like, we analyze video games. We've played a lot of video games. Like, a lot of people that are playing mobile gaming, it's like not so much. They're just, waiting on the bus. They've been
Yeah, that's
playing
what
a
I'm
game
saying.
for a little bit.
I think eventually, like, as gaming becomes bigger, and it is becoming bigger, people are going to like get less like, even the casual gamers are going to become a little bit more hardcore, and they're going to, they still want their games to be good, even if they think the games that they're playing are fun and good now. It's going to get anti-consumer for them as well. And
Well, one of the most powerful games ever is Candy Crush.
it's the video game market's going to crash again. I'm telling you, man. We're going to be back to indie games.
I don't think it's
I
going
don't
to be
know.
a video game crash. Steam might end up crashing, just flooding its gates with terrible
I don't
shit
think
games or
I think
something.
Steam is too big to crash.
It's too big
Like-
to fail.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe.
but I mean, like, they do try to, like, they do try to be good for their consumers.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
I don't think there's ever gonna be another video game crash like what there was in the '80s, but like the AAA market, like that could have some issues because like the Star Wars Battlefront, if you want to get like all the content, it's over $100.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
And that's becoming the standard for some of those shooters now, which is insane.
I'd argue that it is pretty much a standard for
Yeah.
large
Yeah,
AAA
it is,
titles at this
yeah.
point. It's $60 for the base game, which doesn't even have a like real single player mode, by the way. And then it has $50 for an unknown amount of DLCs that may or may not come out.
You guys all played Battlefront 2, right?
Yes.
You all like Battlefront 2.
Hell
Yes.
yeah.
Were you guys just as sad as I
Yeah.
was? Like the entire time Battlefront was in development, I was like, I'm never gonna get Battlefront 2. Like I just wanted an
Yeah.
updated Battlefront 2. I knew I wasn't gonna get it. I'm
And those
never gonna
fucking
get it.
those people who are like, "Oh man, you wanted Battlefront 2? That's such a shit game." It's like, yeah, the reason why we want a
said
new
that?
Battlefield. There were some fucking people on YouTube
there's
who I
always
watch
people.
sometimes, and they're like, man, they were playing Battlefront 2, and they're like, "Wow, look at these fucking stupid AI doing this shit, and look how terrible the game looks and stuff." And I was like, yeah, take this, make it better in every way, sell it, and people will eat that shit up. They'll
Yeah, the
probably
thing
even
is-
buy the shitty $50 extra DLC.
I saw a pretty good review of the new Battlefront by someone who's not that good at first-person shooters. So basically, looking from my perspective, and he said he liked the game, but like he misses the robots because even though he was terrible, he could do things to help
Yeah,
his team.
you
He
could
could
still
repair
shoot
like
the
ships. He could
robots.
shoot AI. Like,
You could shoot the robots. You could repair stuff.
Yeah.
You could drop health packs.
yeah, you were useful. Like you still felt like you were part of the team, and now it's just a first-person shooter that's been reskinned
It
to
felt
be
like
Star Wars.
actual
With 4
battles.
maps.
Like it felt like you were playing the Star Wars battles.
Yeah.
Like you were there.
Because you have the fucking squads that go up, and there's like no squad-based systems in Battlefront, the new Battlefront anymore. And they took away the goddamn space fights too, and people shat on those too, and was like, why would you want those? They were terrible. And the point is,
Make
bring
them
them back and
better,
make them
yeah.
better. That's the whole reason to make a new game, right? To
The,
make it
the
better.
game I'm looking at now, I might have told you guys about it, but it basically it looks like Battlefront 2 in space. It's called Angels Fall First, and
Released on early access, promising many features.
I don't
Fucking
think
early
it's on
access.
early access.
Oh, good.
Actually, I think it's just like enclosed beta or something.
I thought it was. I'm pretty sure. I have it on my wish list. Let me
Well,
check here.
anyways, basically, like Battlefront 2, you walk around your Star Destroyer and stuff. It's that, except like better. It's
Yes,
like
it
the
is, by
whole.
the way.
Yeah, it looks awesome, but I guess
is in
it's
early
early
access.
access, so I don't get sucked into it.
Because the
Whoa.
Dead Linger died, so...
The only early access game I would suggest at the moment is Ark Survival.
The Dead Linger... Oh, okay.
You know, speaking of reskinned first-person shooters, there's a Ghost in the Shell game that was just popped up on my Steam that I'd be interested in if it wasn't just a first-person shooter, which makes me sad.
Yeah, just the thought of spawning on a fucking ship, entering your own ship, flying through space, shooting at the enemy's
Yeah,
giant
while
capital
there's,
ship,
like-
entering their hangar, and then blowing the fuck out
Yeah,
of it
while
from the
there's
inside. It's
lasers and
amazing.
explosions everywhere.
That you were in Star Wars at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you could win just by straight-up dogfight. You didn't have to go for the capital ship. If you just were like dominated them in the air, you'd win also. Like there was a lot of different ways to win.
God damn, I really wish EA had gone in that direction. They're probably going to release a number 2, by the way.
You know, I think if DICE had full control over it, I think they would have tried to do something like that.
They made it look fucking beautiful and sound amazing, though.
Because supposedly they wanted to add space battles and stuff too.
There might have been a time crunch also, which is always.
It's
you
always
know
the
there
thing with
is.
EA.
You know there was.
But the biggest problem I heard that people have with that game is that there's only 4 maps, so
Yeah.
that's
Well,
terrible.
Wasn't
And
there
it's released too. Like, how many maps were in Battlefront Hardline? Or Battlefield Hardline?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I don't play any Battlefield games because they're all
I
poop.
heard it's more close to Call of Duty, actually, than Battlefield, because, like, the weapons are all basically the same pinpoint accuracy.
See, now, isn't that just what actually happens, that everyone's trying to make Call of Duty?
Yeah, kind of. Call of
So-
Duty reskinned to Star Wars with, like, a card drop system. The way to get vehicles is you find these floating orbs that you can run over and pick up. It's weird.
Yeah, power-ups. It's just,
Yeah.
it's strange.
They go for
Remember
this
when
realistic
there were
look, and then they have like
classes-
power-ups, and breaks the aesthetic.
EA is the alliance, and we need to form a bunch of brown coats to lose against them.
Oh,
The indie game market. Let's.
That's true. Well, I'll be happy
no.
with that.
We,
I don't need
the
to play
indie
this
game
one.
market. We'll go get Edmund McMillan to lead. I don't want Phil Fish involved.
Oh
He's
God,
just gonna throw
no.
poop at them.
Yeah, but he'd be nice about it. Like, he'd be a cool dude about it.
And he'd cry at them too.
He'd draw dead babies, and we'd all be like, "Good job, Edmund. We like it. Well, here's more money." And he'd be like, "I like your money, but I like making good games better." And then we'd all love him, and it'd be good. And then Peter Molyneux would show up and be like, "I've got this great game," and everyone would leave and be like, "Yes." And then
We're
it
We're
would
not
be
believe
falling
that.
for it. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me 20 or more times.
It would
well,
just be the three of us standing there like, I'm not getting involved with that shit. Everyone else is gone. Edmund is like still drawing babies and laughing.
Flinging shit everywhere. Did
Yeah.
you guys hear about Double Fine making a new Kickstarter or something like
For
that
Psychonauts,
for Psychonauts 2?
Yeah, I saw that.
What?
Yeah.
Don't give them money, Cross.
No, I don't trust them
They're
after the
yeah.
crap they pulled with
Yeah, they're fully funded. I think it was day one they were fully funded.
Broken
So they-
Age. Broken Age was
Terrible.
broken.
the first part was good. Like, it was actually interesting, and then they released the second part and was like, yeah, we ran out of money and
Again?
half-assed it. Yeah. So they just like, it was actually it was interesting, and then it was like, nope.
Not to mention Space-Based DF9, they fucking just abandoned that project.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to play a game like that, just learn how to play Dwarf Fortress. It's going to take you 5 years, but it's worth it.
Yeah, no,
Well,
I have to I had no idea what was happening in a Dwarf Fortress stream, by the way. I've never been more confused.
I've never been more confused either. Usually I play with a texture pack. I didn't know what I was looking at most of the time. I saw a U and I was like, what is a U? And it's like, oh, that's a human. I was like, oh, okay. I know E is elf, U is human. That's all I've got from that.
Wow.
We should probably wrap up soon.
Oh, right. We went over a bit because we started late, so sorry about that, guys.
Hey.
There's something I wanted to mention about the microtransaction system, Dagless. I think if anything is going to crash, it would be that with the whole box system, because everybody is going to go into boxes on
Okay,
PC.
how many games do we know of that have boxes right now? TF2,
Killing
Counter-Strike,
Floor,
Killing Floor,
Payday
Payday
2,
2.
CSGO.
So you're talking about
yes,
paying money for something and then you use it and then you don't know what's inside of it? That's
yeah.
What you're... Okay.
Like the random box chance thing. I mean,
Yeah,
there's the fuck ton of free-to-play things. Because if you're gonna invest into one system like that, you aren't gonna invest in another, are you? Because
Yeah.
you're already invested. I just wanted to bring that up. That's what I think is
Yeah.
gonna happen if
I-
everybody starts going with box systems.
I do hope and I do think that Tripwire does actually care about their player base, and they are going to try to make it better for people.
Yeah. Drunk Archangel, that's actually one thing that some people pointed out, is that Double Fine actually brought the amount of time that they have for funding up again to try to get more funding, I guess. So I don't know what the hell is going on over there. Is he just like have hookers and cocaine or something?
But
Just like, bring
no,
more, we
Cocaine
got
are not
more
this
money.
expensive.
he needs more sock puppets to make fun of Gamergate with.
Okay, we can go over what's releasing on our channel here. Douglas, what's going on in DriveNotFound?
DriveNotFound, probably more like on the DriveNotFound channel or on the stream.
I mean, you know, we can talk about both. Oh yeah, we have a YouTube channel for DriveNotFound. Let me link that. I don't know if
Yeah,
everybody
okay.
knows about that.
DriveNotFound. Usually it's whatever is happening on stream. It's too random to be able to give you accurately. There's a lot of Project Zomboid stuff uploaded. There's going to be a little bit of Killing Floor stuff, a little bit of Blood Bowl stuff in the future. There's pretty much always going to be Blood Bowl stuff. On my channel, Metal Gear, my Dungeons and Dragons campaign that will feature cubes starting next week.
Ooh.
And my Undertale Genocide run, which will be followed by my Pacifist run.
Seems like two black and whites. What about you, Cross? What's going on your channel?
I need to finish this war of mine, but I've been scared to record it because everyone's dying and it makes me stressed out and sad. So I've just been putting up Binding of Isaac instead. A large part of me just wishes everyone will die so it'll be over, but they just keep on living and getting more depressed.
We need to have a DriveNotFound Binding of Isaac competition sometime.
Oh my god,
Yes,
that'll be a perfect idea. You can split screen it.
Completely even competition.
We'll do dailies and we'll do random seeds.
Let's do a daily every time the Lost comes up.
Yeah, every time the Lost comes up. We both died on the first floor. We both got killed by the same boss.
Guys, no, that would actually be perfect. I'll show you guys how to do the split screen thing, although I think you guys might understand it.
I don't.
Okay.
But I'm sure Dagless can figure it out.
I can figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that could work.
Sorry to interrupt you, by the way, Cross.
That's okay. Bastion is over. When I finally record it, it will be replaced with Transistor. Bully is still going. I'm over halfway through. People seem to still be enjoying it, which is awesome. I'm having more fun than I thought I would, and I thought I'd have a decent amount of fun, so that's great. This whole discussion kind of made me want to finish Psychonauts, which I never beat because I got stuck on that squid boss because I think he was glitched, but I'll play that. What else? There's so many games I want to play, but I don't want to record them. I want them to just magically be recorded and edited. So at some point, The Last Federation, which I managed to not talk about, but whatever, Shovel Knight, and yeah, those. There's a bunch of things that'll come out sometime, maybe, perhaps.
Yeah, sorry, Cross. We sort of talked about microtransactions the entire time.
Well,
so
no, it's also me and Dagless started to go off on a geek fest about Shovel Knight, so I got distracted.
Right.
Which is fine.
And what's that game called? I mean, the show Firefly.
Yeah,
Oh.
Firefly.
Yeah. Take my love, take my land. So on my channel,
where I cannot stand.
on my shameless plug, I think I'll be finishing up Nightmare House 2 either today or tomorrow. Will be the finale. That is a lot shorter than Underhell, but I can totally understand. That is the Half-Life 2 mod that was made before Underhell. It was made by the same group as well. Other than that, I think KOTOR will be going up on my channel, and I'm going to have to find a game to Let's Play to fill in the slot for Nightmare House 2. So if anybody has suggestions for Half-Life 2 mods, totally let me know. But they might be broken because Steam Pipe.
Okay, one last thing. What might be going on the DriveNotFound stream tonight? Because it's about 2 hours before I usually stream, and if you guys want to play something, we can probably stream that instead.
Oh, the stream or the YouTube channel?
The stream, does anyone have plans for tonight, or would you guys want to play Killing Floor, Awesome Knots, something like that?
I'd be down for a Awesome Knots or two. I have to start working at 8.
Yeah.
And I have to take the dog out real quick. But
Well, on the DriveNotFound YouTube channel, I think more split-screen FTL with me and Cross will be
we need
up.
a tiebreaker.
Yeah, we do.
I want to use the Mantis ship part 2 because that's my favorite ship, but that's up to you.
Sure.
I love that ship. It's just you can get completely screwed by a Zoltan ship or a robot ship.
You don't have any weapons, yeah.
Yeah, but of any other ship, oh boy, you can send 4 Mantises at once and kill everything.
Oh yeah.
Also, Zoltans explode now. That is messed up.
Yeah, explode and do 15 damage to everything.
Mm-hmm.
I might do some more Savage Land stream highlights and upload that to my channel, though, because I think the first one turned out alright.
Yeah, I'm really excited to seeing it, because I can't wait to see the part with the house.
Yeah. Also, I did a video a long time ago on a Kickstarter project called CT Demon's Revenge, and the game was actually released a month ago or something, so I might do a video on that, or maybe even a full Let's Play just to see how it goes. It's kind of like an old-school RPG sort of game, but it has a more intense combat system, I guess. But yeah, the developers sent me a key for that too, so that might be going up as well. Other than that, I don't know if I can remember anything because I'm terrible at thoughts. What did you miss, Espel? You missed everything.
The VOD will be up, so you can rewatch the VOD.
Yeah, that's true. You can
yeah.
hear us shitting on Yoshi.
Just really quick, yeah, the Last Federation, it was sent to me in Companion, the keys, and that's because they recently released DLC, where you can destroy everyone. The mission is to kill the Federation.
Yeah.
So, that's fun. Also, or save it from this really powerful group of spacefaring gas spores or whatever the hell they are.
Well, I guess that's the end of the podcast, right?
Thanks for showing up to the Way to Q podcast for 12/14/2015.
This has been Welcome Podcast for 12/14/15.
Thanks for showing
you
up,
guys for
Yoshi.
watching. Yeah, thanks for showing up, Yoshi. Not
You're welcome,
abandoning us.
guys.
He abandoned us.
Yeah. Goodbye, guys. You guys gonna say bye?
Bye.
Oh, usually you'd hang up and bye.
Platypus Jamboree.
God damn it, Dagless.